You are live with Dr. Chapa. Good morning, good day. Hey, wherever you're tuning in from, whatever time it is, I know if you're up late at night watching this, you probably need to come and see me. You probably need to check out the show. The Dr. Chapa Wellness Show goes on live every week. Why? Because we want to help you live better, be better, and stay better. We want to teach you the ways that I have found over the last 20 years how to help people make better choices, live their best life, quality life, day in and day out. Not every day is easy. You're going to get some curveballs. You're going to have to learn to manage stress. You're going to have to become a good steward of your life and the life calling that God has for you. But the reality is, we know that if we have a body of people, a tribe, if we have education and understanding, my dad always used to say, education is like a key on a key ring. The more you get, the more doors you can open, the more empowered you will be. So when I come online, drchapawellness.com, I'm here to teach you your best next step, because we all find ourselves in a step, don't we? And sometimes it's a little bit messy wherever we're stepping. So I hope that wherever you're at right now, I find you well, that you're strong and mighty in the Lord and the power of his might, that you are seeking first the kingdom of God day in and day out. But the reality is, many of you, even in God's kingdom, are sick. You have symptoms. You have headaches. You have heart issues. You're on 3, 4, 5 medications. Somebody just last week tried to tell me they're not on any medications. They literally told me they're not on any medications. And literally after 7 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't even want to tell you. Just guess. How many medications do you think they were on? Real prescribed drugs. 12 drugs. And they were in denial. They didn't want to believe that they are drugged up. They are managing their life with drugs. Guys, this is no way to live. And they wanted to rationalize. They wanted to justify all the reasons they weren't sick and that they didn't need to be in my office, that their family members made them come. One, I don't want you if you don't want to be there. I can't want you to be healthier than you want to be. And that's the truth. When you're ready, my door's open. I'm not here to whip people into shape. I'm not here to beg people to choose how to live better, be better, and stay better. I'm here to show people a better way. And the Dr. Chapa Wellness Show is just that. It's education, man. 20 plus years. You can't get this through AI. Sorry, I've done it. I've tried it. I use AI all the time for different stuff. But you cannot do clinical work at the level that I'm doing it with people with real issues, with real diseases, using simple AI models and platforms. Good luck. The reality is you need a coach. I need a coach. And we all have to submit to care. And when you learn to, as this book talks about, walk in humility, absolute surrender, I think that's where my angry rant can come to peace. As I know that it's your life, your health, your choice. I didn't get you sick. I'm here to teach you how to be well. And yes, it's ongoing. Yes, it's a process, which is why I keep teaching and keep educating and keep inspiring and hopefully giving you just a little nudge, a little prod so that you will choose better. So when sicknesses come on, because they're going to come on, you will be ready to rock and roll and you won't find yourself wanting. And that is a good place to be when you feel a little bit more empowered. And so my mission is to help educate and sharpen the axe so that you can go out in life and be the best version of you possible. So that's my angry rant. Sorry to open that up. But the reality is sometimes you need a poke and a prod. Maybe it's the full moon. You do know, some of you might not realize it, but full moon is upon us within the last 10 days or so. And it is fascinating to me to see that people act differently when they're under the influence of bugs. And so maybe the howling this morning, I heard even like, it sounded like a donkey hee-hawing, and there's no donkeys around me. I'm in like a little local area. But the message that I really want you to grab hold of is that wherever you find yourself and however you find yourself in feeling may be an indicator of what's going on inside your body. So we are going to talk a little bit about one of my favorite systems in the body. I love talking about the liver, and I love talking about the GI tract, because all life starts in the gut. All disease starts in the gut. When the liver's backed up, your system is wrecked. This is a huge part of why I'm such a proponent of detox and moving people out of this idea that they don't have to detox their bodies. No. You have to detox your body in order to be your best, live your best, because the world today is so toxic. It's so infiltrated. You've got to get this message right. Okay. So if you're not detoxing, you're missing it. But this system that we're going to talk about right now, it is the lymphatic system. The lymphatics are a wonderful, wonderful complex as your cardiovascular system minus the pump. The only way we could manage the lymphatic system without the pump is through movement and activity. So if the dude don't move, the dude don't groove. So I'm going to give you some ideas tonight on how to take your lymphatics to a next level. Because if I could take your lymphatic system out in the back, pop it like a rug and beat on it, and get all the dirt, the grime, the trash out of the tissues, do you know what would happen? Your symptoms would go away in a flash. Yes, they would. Your need for medication management would go away in a flash. That is awesome. So the don't strain, the art of daily detox is about movement of the lymphatic system. And you could pretty much just take the course that we're about to put together and make sure that we take your lymphatics up to the next level. So what detox actually means for you as a in the lymphatic conversation. So when we detox, our body is doing a process like a chemical factory, manufacturing facility. There's going to be waste that's generated. So your body knows how to take organic acids, take different types of biochemicals and process them into something you need, and then into something that you can excrete. Because everything that shows up on your doorstep, you take it out of a box, and what do you do with the box? You throw it away, right? Well, that is an indicator that we have to manage our lymph system very well. So detoxification is naturally occurring. It's happening right before our eyes, and we have to trust that it's working like it's supposed to. That's exciting. Well, the lymphatic system is a secondary backflow where when your liver can't keep up with the workload, it uses it as an alternate detoured route, and it mobilizes trash that are acidic and or infectious based mucus trash into the lymphatic system so that your body can process it out well and move it to another system in the body, such as your kidneys or your skin or your sinuses. And so your lymphatic system, if it gets strained and it's not draining, it can get infected. The last thing you want is for infections to get stuck in transit in the lymphatic system. That's why you got all these lymph nodes hanging out throughout your tissues. And those lymph nodes are there to maximize the acidic load into something manageable that your kidneys can handle. Because acidity, if you remember from science class back in the day, if you put your fingers in acid, what would happen? It'll eat your skin right off, all the way down to the bone, right? That'd be bad news. Well, the kidneys can't handle that acid either. So your lymph system will neutralize the acidic nature of some of these bioburdens that we are carrying, known as toxins. They're excess trash that your body's got to get rid of, and it will process it out effectively. But the liver, if it's doing its job, and the bowels, if they're doing their job, won't take on the brunt of that acidic material. And so then the kidneys and the skin don't get burned. You don't get acne. You don't get sinus attacks. You don't get earaches. You don't get sore throats. Or if you do, you can process them out pretty quickly. But if you find that you have high blood pressure, if you have high cholesterol, if you have brain dementia symptoms, like you can't figure out why you walked into a room, you can't string a thought of words together to keep your point, moving forward, then your lymph system, your kidney system, your liver system, your bowel system may be overwhelmed, overworked. And that is a common thread in most people's healthcare plan. So the lymph system is the missing link. Again, if I could take it and pop it like a rug, you would feel immediately better within about 10, 15 minutes or less, maybe. The lymph system removes waste. It has no pump, so it requires your system to move, you to move it, voluntary action. Inflammation rises, immune load increases, and toxins recirculate, and this creates a stressor for our body. So signs that you have a lymph system that is sluggish. You're swollen when you wake up in the morning. You feel that puffy eyes. You're a little bit cloudy in your thinking. You feel like there's like your skin in your body and your belly are just bloated. Not that you're feeling fat, you're feeling like bloated. You just like full of fluid. See, nature's solution to pollution is dilution. So we know that if you are backed up, your system is having to hold on to more water in order to manage the inflammation and the swelling that's present in the body. So nature's solution to pollution is dilution. So chronic fatigue, brain fog, frequent illnesses, stubborn weight gain. These are your classic indicators that the lymph system is sluggish, behind schedule, and not performing at the best. And so one of the things that we can do simply, and I know this is not rocket science, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Hydration is about fluid movement, not necessarily about volume. So it's not about just drinking more water. It's making sure that we are maximizing the fluids that we put into our body. So I do a lot of, non-injectable peptides. I do a lot of electrolytes. I do a lot of, I do creatine. I do collagens, and I'm all about powdered things. I also do a lot of salt. Like one of the best habits that I've gotten into over the years that electrically activates every tissue, cell, organ, gland in your body is to drink salt water first thing in the morning. Now, you might like apple cider vinegar with salt, turmeric, and you kind of make the anti-inflammatory cocktail. That's totally fine. But when you put electrolytes in water or salt in water, you electrify your cells. You bring your cells up a notch. And the bowels are most active between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. So if we want to turn the bowels into a good vacuum cleaner, we have to maximize the water that we put in and flush that system out really well. That's going to help maximize the overall impact that the liver, the bowel, and the lymphatic system in their operational systems together. You've got to maximize the type and quality of water that you're putting in. It isn't necessarily about volume. It's about what you're putting in your water to electrify the water that electrifies your cells, that activates your bowels, that turns it into a vacuum so that the liver and the lymphatics can drain. That's essentially what we're trying to accomplish. So when I say you need 1 liter of water per 50 pounds of body weight, that is a good recommendation. However, it isn't the only recommendation. Water without minerals can't hydrate your 37 trillion cells. If you're drinking excessive amounts of caffeine or sugary drinks, energy drinks, inflammatory drinks, fake sugared drinks, then you have an imbalance in pH and minerals, and your system will suffer. You're going to not electrify your body. Instead, you're going to turn it into basically a carrying case instead of a fluid movement of waste, trash, and debris going through your body regularly. Remember, you're 70% water. And if you're not 70% water, the less percentage points you go down, the more acidic you become, the more inflamed you are, and the more symptoms you will have, and the more diagnostic diseases they can find. The goal is wellness is to not come down with the disease. It's for your body to recognize foreign substrates before it becomes a problem, and then regulate it, deal with it, move it out. And you've got 37 trillion cells working on your behalf, or at least you should. If you do not have healthy synergistic cells, then you're going to find, especially when it comes to dehydration, constipation. How many people today do you think might be dealing with slow bowels or constipated bowels? And I would venture to say it's in the upper 70, 80 percentile. Even the people that are having a bowel movement every day don't realize it, but their bowels are backed up. Their bowels are sluggish, and that is causing it trash to back up into the liver. Now they get headaches because when your liver can't process well, it recirculates those toxins in and around the blood, and so your body's moving it around, and it can get in access to the brain. Yes, unfortunately, some of these things cross over the blood-brain barrier because many of these gut issues are creating irritation and a lack of absorption of good quality nutrients. The membranes in the gut and in the brain, the blood-brain barrier, begin to open up, called leaky or permeable gut lining or blood-brain barrier lining. And these toxins, when they get into the brain, they can create vascular headaches. They can create suboccipital basilar headaches. They can create templar headaches or ocular headaches. These are indicators that your body is thirsty, that it is congested, that it is not draining like it's supposed to. If your body can't get rid of waste, instead of putting it all in the brain, it'll offset some of it over to the joints. Well, now what do? You get inflammation in the joints, aka arthritis, or what I like to call arthrongus, because there's nothing rightus about it. And so you have to recognize that your body is indeed a machine giving you check engine lights all throughout the day, showing you where the weaknesses are. Dry skin, acid reflux, low energy. People are not sick, guys. They're thirsty. The body's many cries for water. Your system, when it's crying out, these are solutions that you can add to: electrolytes to water, salt to water, when you have symptoms like we just went over. And so many people today are taking over-the-counter Tums. Their lotions and potions are putting all over their body. They can't get out of bed in the morning because they're too tired. They can't get through the day because they're worn out. And this all sets us up for failure. So how many people want to go for a walk at the end of the day? Very few. How many people want to do their exercises every day? Very few, because their body's congested. You have to push past the want to and do what needs to be done. I was reading in a book by Ajith Fernando, Jesus Driven Ministry. And one of the quotes in there, and I can't remember the guy that quoted it. He mentioned so many different people that he pulled resources from. But essentially, it is the old saying that I do what I have to do responsibly more often than I do what I want to do casually. Because we find that the responsible, intentional person is actively pursuing ways to make their life better, even whenever it hurts, even when it's uncomfortable, even when the want to is not there. So take your dog for a walk, get out there, stretch, do the 100 push-up challenge. Make sure that you're moving and grooving and track it with, these cool metric tools to hold yourself accountable. The walking before you as you get up in the morning opens up those lymphatics. 40 steps into your walk, your entire system has made a turn lymphatically. That is a good access point to make sure that whatever puffiness that you woke up with today, allergies you're dealing with today, will begin to drain off. Stretching, rebounding, easy things you can do in your house. You don't even have to have a gym membership. Dry brushing or wet brushing. If you got one of those scrub brushes, take that thing to your body in the shower or before you go off and put your clothes on for work, and mobilize your lymphatics. The more you move, trash through the lymphatic system, and in your mind's eye, if you just get an anatomy picture of the lymphatics, and in your mind's eye, brush towards your heart, brush towards your liver, brush towards your stomach and bowels, you will see a shift in how your body feels. You will feel alive, and you won't be that person that has all that dead skin that you're shedding on stuff. Nobody likes dandruff and nobody likes shedding their dead skin, but dry brushing, wet brushing is a great tool in managing how the lymphatics are mobilizing, and you'll have less dead skin and dry skin because you're actively assisting your body in movement. So the lymphatics, they're passive. So you have to be actively moving these tissues. Strength work, do heavy things, lift heavy things, push-ups, pull-ups, squats. anything that creates a shift and stretch and strain on the body metabolically, exercise. If the dude don't move, the dude don't groove, helps maximize the recovery process and the energy inside the body so that it can do its job better. When you create energy by doing exercises, you're giving your body life and power to go and do what it's supposed to do. Deep breathing work. Hey, simple and easy. Yoga, meditation, breathe in for 4 seconds. I call it block breathing. Hold it for 4 seconds. So you breathe in, pull real deep where you can feel it, your diaphragm touching your belly button. All right. And then you hold that. And I'm breathing in life. I'm breathing in energy. I'm breathing vitality. And I'm saying, thank you, Lord. Every tissue, cell, organ, gland in my body is functioning like you called it to function, right? Hold that in for 4 seconds and then breathe out trash, waste, debris, negative thoughts, bad energy, a rough morning, so to speak, bad news. And just say, Lord, I submit this to your feet. I know life's going to happen. I know it's not all in my power. I know it's in your power, though. And I know that you were tempted at every facet that I'm going to be, and you handled it. And by your strength, I can do all things. And by your strength, you've always caused me to triumph. You've never left me or forsake me. I know who I am in Christ. I breathe off the stress. So you're managing the stress, and it allows you to go ahead and get out there and stretch into an area or do a program of sorts to maximize your daily required movement plans. Small daily movements, guys, beats occasional intensity. So don't make it hard. Poor lymph flow, hydration plus movement often shows up as autoimmune disorders. Are you kidding me? Hormonal imbalances. Who is in early menopause right now? Perimenopause right now? Who's looking for pellets to put in their hiney? Who's looking for estrogen creams and progesterone creams? Most of our ladies today, they're not aging gracefully. We want to teach people how to live better, be better, stay better. And managing hormones from the outside world is oftentimes a difficult task. So managing the body by good movement, good lymph flow, good hydration, good food allows the body to function like God created it to function so that you don't have chronic inflammatory disease processes. Your gut, your gut issues like bloating, gas, acid reflux, indigestion. Anytime you have to pop a Tums or you have belly pain and you need Pepto, those are indicators that your system is malfunctioning, it's over full, and you're eating inflammatory acidic foods, and it's wreaking havoc on your GI tract, which is essentially wreaking havoc on your absorption rates, therefore recovery rates, and therefore weight then has to be stored, toxins have to be stored, and your body has to hold on to more water, and that's the weight gain. You see, it isn't just simply your fat. You got to get that out of your head. You got to recognize, why is my body swelling up 7 times the size of normal? Every fat cell in your body can swell up 7 times the size its normal capacity. Why? For your protection. It's got to protect that beautiful heart. It's got to stabilize that brain. It's got to make sure that the kidneys and the bowels are moving as best as possible. But in the meantime, it's going to store it for you, but it comes at a price. You lose minerals, you lose B vitamins, and you cause the fluid situation in your body to be more inflammatory, not beneficial. So you could have dirty water floating around your body. That is not good. It makes it thick, makes it sluggish, makes it acidic, it makes you hurt or diagnosable. I don't want you to have symptoms. I don't want you to be diagnosable. Detoxification is a physiologic process that is not necessarily a supplement protocol. It is being ahead of the curve. It is finding the rhythms of life. Hydrate well in the morning. Eat good, strong protein breakfast. Do intermittent fast. Do day fast. Do things to find the way to flush the system, clean the system. Supplementing is a part of the process. It supplements. It is not the foundation. Food's the foundation. Water, rest is the foundation. Doing the emotional work to make sure you clear out all that nasty, negative, bad energy and juju that people try to fling at you throughout your day. If the lymphatic system isn't moving, no supplement alone is going to do all the work for you. I know a lot of you have tried that. I wish that was the case. I love Spanish black radish. I love core level lymph. I love these programs that I have for cleaning up the lymph system, lymph active and it is fascinating to see what we can do. But if you would just do a little bit of work with us in the process and not just solely rely on a pill for an ill, you're going to thrive and you're going to feel great and your body's going to do what it's supposed to do. The reason we say don't drain, don't strain is because if I took your lymphatics in the back, popped it like a rug, your symptoms would alleviate quickly. But your bowels, if they're sluggish, if you're not pooping twice a day before 10 a.m. or within 3 hours of waking up, if you're a shift worker, you're slow and sluggish. Somebody the other day goes, how many times am I supposed to poop? And I go, I know. I said 3. And they go, I've never in 40 years pooped that much. And I go, that doesn't mean it's normal. That just means that's how it's been for you. And nobody taught you better. So we have to wake up in the morning, hydrate well, move well, 10, 20, 30 minutes. Breathe deeply, kind of breathe in life. Find a way to connect with God, connect with nature. Go get outside your comfort zone, even in the cold, just bundle up. Support your drainage pathways, or you may find symptoms come online. And, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It always has been, always will be. And it is more than just water. It's more than just movement. You've got to eat right. You can't put liquid sugar in your diet and wonder why your body's stuck, because that's what's happening is people are eating fake food, make-believe food. And y'all have heard me say it once, if not twice, if not a third time. If you eat make-believe food, the best you'll ever have is make-believe health. Most people are chasing fixes, ignoring foundational principles, suppressing symptoms, pill for an ill. But real healing starts in flow. It starts in rhythm. It starts with a choice. So we do a master's class to teach people how to clean their lymph system, detoxify their liver, open up their bowels, and move their body in such a way at any age so that they feel alive. They feel like they want to participate in the game of life. They don't want to just come home at the end of a long, stressful day feeling like they just got their butt handed to them. They want to come home and they want to give life to their family. They want to invest in their church. They want to be a blessing under the kingdom of God. They want to stay in the game of life. Guys, this is good education. This isn't hype. These are practical principles that you can tap into day in and day out. And with this QR code, so pull your phone out, click the QR code, you will see a massive shift in how your body is going to change in the next 21 days, in the next 10 days. And you will see the next 3 months of life begin to shift and change for the better. No matter what symptom you have, no matter how many medications you're on, the master's class will meet you right where you're at, because detoxification in the 21st century is an absolute must. We got to clean the bowels, clean the liver, clean the lymph, and your system will turn on. Your blood will cleanse. Your brain will be open. Your ability to think through life will be more easily and effortlessly attained. I want you to grab hold and reach for a better version of you. We don't need perfection. We don't need you inflamed. We know you are a good person, but you're suffering. We know that if you have tried everything, even if you've tried a detox before, you just need to do it again, maybe 2 or 3 times. I've done 50 detoxes. And why have I done 50 detoxes? Because the body needs ongoing care and maintenance, living in a world that's loaded with pesticide, glyphosates, fake sugars, artificial fats. You cannot hide from high fructose corn syrup. You have to go out of your way to not let these things come into your body. And if you're not actively participating in intentional living diets, you are potentially accumulating waste, not potentially, you're accumulating waste exponentially. So simple habits that we can apply daily. Education over fads, deep-rooted cellular cleansing. Healing doesn't have to be extreme. It just needs to be rhythm, maintenance and rhythmed out, day in, week in, month in. There's always something we can do. So stay connected with me. This is going to give you an opportunity to get involved in our newsletter programs, our educational classes, and we want you to be a part of what we're doing at drchapawellness.com. I'm excited about bringing messages of hope to people each and every week. I hope that I can inspire you. I hope I can spur you, prod you, help you get past your fears or doubts or unbeliefs, or just your, I don't even want to say it, your negligence, your rationalization for bad behavior. I know that's a little harsh. Don't take it personal. I'm just the messenger. I know I've seen 20 years worth of care patients, laboratory patients coming and doing the programs, falling off, coming back and doing them again, and seeing the same great results. Every time they come back to the rudimentary system, when you flush your bowels, clean your liver, open up your lymphatics with our Living Well detox programs, our lymphatic wash programs, our gut restoration programs, your life improves. Your family's life's going to improve because you're going to think better, you're going to perform better, you're going to live better day in and day out. Guys, I hope you find your path. I hope you realize it's your life, your health, your choice. And if you do indeed have symptoms, please QR code this. Follow us, be a part of what we're doing. I give away a ton of free information. I also have programs that can help you live better, be better, stay better. So tune in, stay connected, and make the phone call, hit the email button, get a hold of us so that we can help you live your best life. And remember, Dr. Chapa loves you.